All right, guys, what a day, what a day. So let's get into this video. How to make $100,000 a year being a mobile notary public. And for context, what time is it? It is Monday, December 8th at 1:58 a.m. So if you want to be a successful mobile notary public, this is what you got to take into context, into consideration. Because everybody can tell you how to make money. Everybody can tell you how to do your thing. But at the same time, it's like, what does those days look like, right? How to make $100,000 a year as a mobile notary public is basic math. You have to make $500 at least 5 days out the week, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday is 5 days times 500 is 2,500. Times 4 is 10,000. Times 12 is $120,000 a year. It's very simple, right? Now, I'm not going to get into how much I charge and in regards to, well, what I charge is the standard, and no, we kind of can't do that. I can show you what I charge. I don't negotiate with my prices, and then you can kind of take it from there. But before I get into like my thing, if I even show, my thing in regards to that, but link is in the description, I guess, right? Because the last thing I want to do is show my prices and people want to say, oh, this is the standard. I don't want to do that. That's not like following the law and stuff. Anyway, but $500 a day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, is about $2,500 a week. 4 times 10, $120,000 a year. Now, it's about having direct business. Most people rely on signing services, right? What are signing services? I'm similar to a signing service. If it's outside of my network, meaning, outside of my coverage zone where I could physically be, or my preferred, notaries and people that's on my team, then we delegate. Right, so we headquartered in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. That's where we're headquartered at. Anything outside of that is what we delegate, and that's what signing services do. They have the clients, and then they pay other people. Can you make $100,000 a year with a signing service? I don't really know. I'm speaking from a perspective of getting your own clients, and if you want to learn how to do that, my mentorship is in the description. But besides all of that, let's kind of get into that, right? So I always tell people, make the most of your time. Make the most of your time, bro. Like, not a lot of people out there are full-time notaries, respectfully, right? Because even at the top end, right? Like I'll charge $200 for a convenience fee to come to somebody as a mobile notary public. Some states have a cap on what you can charge and stuff like that as for being mobile, but some states there are not any caps. So I charge a convenience fee, right? Average convenience fee is like $200, whatever, right? I'm booked at least 10 times a day. All right, but we're only spending about $500, right? You have to know how to price yourself accordingly to make that money. You have to also price yourself right, know the work, know how to be a notary, know how to be professional. And then also be early, not on time, be early, be professional, and know what you're doing. Most people think that they wear a suit, they wear, professional looking clothing. It, accommodates for the lack thereof, but it doesn't. You have to be professional. You have to know what you're doing, and etc. So when you're talking about making $500 a day as a mobile notary, if you are priced right, anywhere in the country, by the way, right? And also following the laws and the pricings of your state, right? Professional by your actions, knowing notary, knowing the documents, knowing how to properly make sure you're doing your job correctly. And then also being on time. On time is being early. So if the appointment is at 1 p.m., be there at 12:45. And let the customer know, hey, I'm here a little earlier, right? Show that you're there for them and you're working it, right? But again, this all assuming you're getting direct business. Most people don't know how to get direct business. They go through signing services. It's not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. My philosophy is, I've personally tried it in my career as a notary. But I'd rather just prefer like the direct clients. I get paid more. I get paid more directly. I get paid the same day. I only come out to a client if they pay me up front. So I'd rather do it like that. So in regards to like getting your own clients and making that $500 a day, Monday through Friday, you gotta like network. I'm not really a big fan of networking when it comes down to being a notary because we're needed more than ever. We're needed for like real estate closings, right? Most people want to be like a loan signing agent. That's what they're talking about, right? But if you look at the general notary aspect from like, just general stuff, like, you can do like a lot of corporation related documents. Apostilles is another one that, could cost a lot to even get done outside of the convenience fee or the service fee, outside of the scope of being a notary. And just, a bunch of different things that requires a notary that are high level documents that people don't mind paying that premium convenience fee for. You can really like make it happen when it comes down to that. Now, the only thing that most people have an issue with is how to get those clients. That's a whole other video. But, how to make that 100K is simple math. Just make $500 a day, Monday through Friday, at least 5 days a week. Now, again, the real estate closings, most people want to do that because most signing services that give out business and give out work is correlated to that. But once you become like a brand and you become bigger than just notary or notary public and people know you and, you're into the industries of like, real estate agents, wealth managers, lawyers, doctors, real professional people, CEOs, founders, business owners, and you're even, putting your money on the line and, paying for marketing and basically doing the things of a signing service, because the only way to make a salary, you have to put up a salary. I'm not going to lie to you. In order to make a salary, you have to put up a salary. You're not going to put up $500. You're not going to have just a website merely and just make six figures. You have to pay for marketing. You got to do it. There's no other way to say it. You got to put the money up for marketing. People got to know you. And you kind of can't really depend on people to give you business. So when I say networking, I don't necessarily believe in networking specifically because networking to me is all about meeting new people in hopes that they give me business. So meeting new people in hopes that they help me. Nah, I don't believe in that. I believe in treating everyone as a client, right? Because to me, everyone is a client, from your real estate agent to your attorney to your mortgage banker to your mortgage broker to your consultants. Everyone to me is a client. So when I'm networking from the perspective of your client to me. I'm not looking to network to ask for anything from your network. No, you yourself is a client, and that's a little gem right there. So how to make the 100K is to identify that everybody is a client. Everybody. Because you're a notary, right? Why would you, even if like most people that are real estate agents, like myself, I've been an agent for 10 years. I was an agent first and then I became a notary. And the most common mistake that most people make that's a real estate agent or another entrepreneur that become a notary, we have this notion of networking and, putting our time on discount. The moment you network with somebody in hopes to transact with them, and when they meet you or when they see you, you're not being paid, you're on discount. And as an entrepreneur, a successful one that owns multiple other businesses outside of real estate or notary, the more money I've made, the least my time was on discount. So for example, if I made $100,000 one year, right? My prices go up. I'm in demand. If the next year I made $300,000, my prices go up. But as a real estate agent, your prices are always on like discount. And as a new entrepreneur, your prices are always on discount because you're looking for, clients. But as a notary public, mobile like that, everybody's a client. Why would you meet someone, right? And this is all through trial and error. I'm not better than anyone. I don't have the secret sauce. Everything that I'm telling you is from trial and error. Right? Meaning I did something wrong and I figured it out, especially as an entrepreneur, right? Everybody's a client. Never go to somebody and say, hey, give me your clients. Give me your network. I hope he's going to help me out. No, that person you're speaking to is the client. So if everywhere you go and you network, okay, you have to have high intention in letting people know I'm at service for you. Because the moment you put your livelihood in someone's hand and say, you know what, think about me, it's never going to happen. And it's coming from somebody that really makes money. Own my own house, multiple cars, lifestyle. Yeah, y'all know the drill. For those that know me, y'all know the spill. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. But once you look at everybody like a client, that's how you get the direct clients in real time. And once you're available, professional, know notary, know the law around notary, know what you can and can't do to keep your commission, you can charge whatever you want to charge as a convenience fee, as a luxury fee, obviously, right? Because a notary could go but so much. Again, mentorship to really understand how to really do notary and build your business and build your brand and stay within the law. But just being available, being early, knowing your shit, and just being confident and not messing things up and making things easier for people, make people's life easier, that's a premium. So that's how you make the 100K a year. You know, I could break it down more and more and more, but that's basically what it is. And again, I don't necessarily believe in networking myself. I don't believe in the objective, especially as a notary specifically, right? I don't believe in the objective of, hey, my name is Greg. I own a signing service. We're nationwide, whatever. Think about me. No, that's not how you build a business. That's not how you build a notary business. Everybody's a client. Everybody's a client. We're not partners. People create these services and these businesses and they treat others like partners. They treat others like equals to their business. You're not. The moment you get caught up in treating someone like a partner or treating someone like an equal, like, yo, bro, let's link up. Sis, let's link up. We should build. We should do things. That's all I'm hearing is free work. It's free work, bro. Everybody's a client. So the moment you start to identify and realize that everybody's a client is when you're going to be on the road to make your 100K. And trust me, 100K is easy to make. It's really like $500 a day. Monday through Friday, it's $20,000 a year, something like that. Once you identify everybody's a client, no one's a partner, no one's a vendor, everyone's a client, and you're responsible for yourself, and do not put your livelihood in someone else's hand, that's how you do it. But like I said, the mentorship is in the description. If you want to learn how to be a notary the right way, keep your commission, make sure you don't do anything stupid, you know what I'm saying? And really build a brand, build a business, and how to really keep scaling and get those connections, it's there. It's there, But if not, take the free content, do your own little thing, do your own trial and error, and you get what I'm saying. But if you didn't take anything from this video, the networking aspect of it, everyone's a client. No one's an equal to your business. You're the only CEO. You're the only founder. You're the only sole prop, however you want to name yourself. All right? Everyone's a client. The moment you just want to network and hope that someone thinks about you, that's where you go wrong. And I've been there. Trust me. I can only say because I've been there. I've been there when I said, I thought you were equal. I believe what you said as a person, but in reality, you're just another person just lying, capping. When I got real bills, real money, real houses, real. Everything's real over here. It's not AI, baby. I look this good for real. But, and I speak with confidence because I'm here to actually serve the public. And I only want to work with those that want to work with me, right? But again, everybody's a client. The moment you put that in someone else's hands, you might be working for free for a little bit longer than you're supposed to be. I guess. But don't forget, like, subscribe, share with your friends. I am out of here. Listen, share with your friends. Subscribe. And if you need any help being a notary, mentorship is in the description. See you there.